How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the 992 versus the 991 generation GT3 RS from a first-person point of view. The 992 came out in 2023, and it is an absolute masterpiece of aerodynamics. Looking at the cars from the rear, just get a load of the difference in sizes of rear wings. This wing has active aerodynamics using DRS, a Formula One technology, which can actually tilt this section of the rear wing downwards to stall the downforce and increase its ability to accelerate in a straight line. The downforce differences are pretty insane. This makes 760 pounds of downforce, and this makes 1,892. Now, they're both powered by a flat 6. On the left, we've got 518 horsepower. On the right, we've got 500 horsepower. But the difference in their Nürburgring times because of the aerodynamics is astounding. This car is 31 seconds quicker, which is about the difference between a BMW M4 and a 918 Spyder. Getting a load of the interior on the new GT3 RS, we'll talk about this when we're out on the road, but we've got a level of customization for the driving modes never seen before in any other vehicle. Let's talk about some of the front aerodynamics as well. This car has the Y-Sock package, which you can easily tell by the carbon fiber roof and the carbon fiber hood, as well as those magnesium wheels. Now, it actually doesn't have a trunk. This car right here is a little bit more practical. You can take things in the front trunk and also behind the seats that don't exist, that have been removed for the GT3 RS. This car actually has the radiator out of a GT3 Cup car. So there's nothing actually under there other than cooling fans. Now we've got these really cool little fins that direct airflow down the sides of the cars. The hotter air goes down the side of the car. The cooler air goes up and over the roof and then channels through these fins and then down into the engine bay, both increasing cooling as well as increasing downforce at the same time. It also has active aerodynamics in the brake ducts. So if you come down here, the brake ducts can open and close to increase or decrease drag, and they work in conjunction with that rear wing. Now, hopping inside the 991 generation GT3 RS, they are very similar in many ways. We've got an analog instrument cluster, we've got awesome bucket seats, the interior quality is absolutely fantastic, but they've definitely improved a little bit with the interior of the 992. This is where things are really, really special. We've got a drive mode selector. That's pretty typical in different cars. So if we go ahead and click this, we can switch between normal mode, sport mode, and track mode. But what's not normal is these dials right here. So we've got Porsche Active Suspension Management. If we click on that, you can actually change the compression rates for the front and rear, as well as the rebound rates for the front and rear. So compression, the rate at which the springs are compressing, and rebound, returning. Now, if we go to Porsche Torque Vectoring, we can change the coast and the power. So that's turn entry and turn exit, how the car handles. Basically, between all of this, you can change it from having more understeer bias, more oversteer bias, if it's a really bumpy track or a smoother track. And then we've got different levels of traction control adjustability as well. All right, guys, let's take it for a drive. Behind the wheel of the 991 GT3 RS, and this thing sounds absolutely insane. It definitely has a bit more body roll and does not have quite the confidence that the 992 does. You can feel that it doesn't have that aero in the higher speed corners, but man, is it still a good car. Oh, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. If you drive one of these by itself, it feels absolutely insane, and it is an incredible handling sports car. But if you drive it back to back with the new 3RS, it just makes the new one feel that much better. I mean, you've got less body roll, you've got much, much, much more grip, and just an extra level of confidence in every facet, from the braking to the turn-in to the mid-corner grip. That is just shocking. This is one of the best sports cars in the world, for sure. But the new one is the best sports car, the best supercar in the world, bar none. Now, obviously, there's a big price difference. But man, even for twice the price, I think the new 3RS is worth it. I will say, this sounds so damn good with an exhaust. This car basically feels like 7 or 8 tenths of the new car. But it's in that extra 8, 9, and 10 tenths where you just get everything. Special thanks to my friend Cam Casey for making this video possible. Behind the wheel of the 992 GT3 RS, and this thing is as perfect of a supercar as it gets. The confidence that downforce gives you, the level of mechanical grip, and the soundtrack is just unbelievable. That 7-speed PDK is lightning fast. The downshifts, the upshifts, the steering feel is brilliant. But really, it's how hard you can push this car and how much it makes you feel like a hero behind the wheel that is truly remarkable. It feels like it can go around corners faster than physics would allow. It really feels like magic. That aero is absolutely insane. I have never experienced a car, and I have driven everything from an F50 to a P1 to a LaFerrari. I have never driven a road car that has this level of grip around the corners. It actually is tremendous. And because it has 518 horsepower and not 1,000, the power feels manageable, the car feels approachable, and you can just toss it into corners in a way that doesn't feel like it should be possible. I am in love with this car. And after driving it the better part of a week, this is my favorite supercar of all time. It's really that good. Oh my gosh. The brake feel is awesome, and it slows down so quickly. And then we've got a manual DRS button. Now, right now in track mode, the DRS is activating on its own accord. So when I'm in a straight line, DRS is active so I can be more slippery through the air. And then around corners, we got that big wing creating all that downforce, the underbody aero, the front active aero. But we also have a button that you can click right here on the steering wheel that says DRS, where it will activate DRS for the rear wing. So you can press that on and off like you're a Formula 1 driver in DRS zone. I mean, come on. Didn't know I could like a supercar this much until experiencing the GT3 RS. I really didn't. This has reset the benchmark for how excited I am behind the wheel, for how happy I am behind the wheel of a car. And I really don't want to give this back. So Porsche North America, if you're watching, or any dealerships, I will create amazing content if I can just get an allocation for this absolutely beautiful machine. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Look forward to seeing you next time.